Hi, welcome back to my studio today. I am going to be binding these together using um, a binding technique that's like the Copic stitch and the kettle stitch. So let me show you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to use an awl. I have some thread that is waxed linen. You can use any thread you want though. And I'm using a rounded needle just to help me to be able to stitch it easier, but you can use a straight needle as well. It doesn't matter. Use what you have. Then I also have these strips. This is the part that's a little bit different than most of the time that when you see people using the stitch. I'm going to be using this one and this one, and they're going to be wrapped around this way like this. Okay, and so yeah, I got two strips about 2 inches. I got my thread, I got my awl, and I have these lined up the way I want them, but I'm sure they're going to be messed up by the time I'm done. So, okay, let's start with the awl and poking the holes. Hopefully you guys can see everything all right. All right, so I created this little template that has my where I want the stitches to go. So I'm just going to go through each one of these and poke the holes in the fabric. I'm kind of lining it up a little bit, putting it down so that they're going to pretty much be in the same place. But because mine is like a grunge journal and the pages are not all even, the same height and everything, it's not going to really matter too much if I get them off center. But you want to make sure that if you are trying for a very symmetrical journal, that you line this up evenly with each page. Typically, you would line the bottom or the top up. So in this case, I'm just going to put it here and poke home. Well, I think I'm going to poke a hole. Yeah. Okay. And keeping that tight is important. Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to move those out of the way, okay? I want to make sure I'm getting it exactly. Turn it this way so I can see. I'm trying to look over myself. I couldn't do it. Okay. And one more. Yeah, and all makes this so much easier. Okay, so you can see my holes. Maybe you can see them on this side. And can't really see them that well, but they're there. So I'm just going to do that for every one of the pages. This is what it looks like coming through the back side. This is the last one. And I don't know if I said it, but I'm trying to line it up with the tallest of the two. Okay, so now all of my holes are punched through. That one's kind of on the binding, but I should be able to see it, I think. Let me just reinforce that a little. Okay, so then I start lining them back up, making sure that most of the holes are going to be lined up. I can see that a few of them are going to be off just a hair, but I think that'll be okay. Okay, time to bind them. Okay, so I'm just going to take the top one and I'm going to put it face down. And I'm going to try to remember the orientation is face down, bottom, top. That way I don't get confused later. I'm just going to start with the top hole here. And I'm going to make sure that I leave a little tail, but not too big. And then go down into the next hole. Like this. Making sure my string gets taut without pulling my tail. There we go. All right, now I need my strip. So I'm just going to lay it here. Go into the next hole. I should be able to go into both at the same time. Save a little time here. There we go. Get everything nice and lined up. Okay, now my next fabric. And down one hole. There we go. Into the next. There we go. Keeping everything nice and taut again. Like this. There we go. All right, now the next piece. I need to remember to move these because they get in my way. All right, again, front, face down, top, bottom, top. Okay, we're going to go right into this hole. There we go. Have a bit of a scraggle there. Extra threads. Okay, into the next hole. And pull taut. And then whenever we go into this hole, I want to go under this thread right here. Okay, so I'm just going to go under that thread and pull. So there, forms that little crossy thing. And then I'm going to go into the hole up here. Okay, everything everything's taut. Good. Everything's looking good. Next hole. I'm going to go ahead and grab my fabric. Stick them back up here. Nope. There we go. All right, now again, before I go onto the next hole, I want to go down into this thread here. And pull taut like that. You don't need that thread. And pull it out. There we go. Okay, pull it like that. Then go into the next hole. Okay. And then we're going to go back up to the last hole. Okay. Making sure everything's lined up. Everything's pulled taut. There we go. That should be there. All right, and then we're going to tie these two together. Put that down for a second so I can tie these. There we go. All right, now we're going to lay our next one down. Go through the hole. And the next hole. And again, now we're going to do what we did before in reverse. We're going to go, that should have been cut off, but I will. Okay, so this one, we're just going to grab that, actually we're going to grab that first string. Second one's wanting to pop up at me, but I'm going to grab that first one right there. And we're going to just go right underneath of it. Like that. I don't know where all these extra strings are coming from. Here we go. Cool. Then we're going to go into one down here. Maybe. There we go. It's a bit of a feeling around there. Making sure that went taut. It did. Into this hole. Okay. And before we skip the fabric, we're going to grab this one right here. Okay. I'm going to grab that and pull it through. And then we're going to come down here to the next hole. Oops. Almost grabbed too much fabric there, didn't I? There we go. All right, and then the last hole on the bottom. Okay, and before we add the next panel, we're going to grab this, put the needle between these two, like this, and right before we pull it, we put it through that little loop that formed so that we form an actual knot. There we go, just like that. Now we go back up. All right, next one, face down. Good. Thank you for obeying me. Okay. Oops, went through. Grab my fabric there, didn't mean to. Okay, and I could, all right, flip the fabric over, and we are going to grab this string right here again before we go into the next hole, like that. I have to say, these are much easier without being on camera, because then I can just really easily see where the next hole is. But yeah, I kind of missed it there a little bit, but that's okay. I pulled a little bit too hard that time. Okay, now we're going to stand it back up, flip the fabric, grab string, like a little knot. Go down into the next one. This one is definitely my hardest one to see. And that one kind of got all screwy, but it'll be all right. Okay. And finishing it off. At the top. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to capture the one before it. Again. Let's see if I can capture the right one here. This one right here. Okay. And right before it loops, I'm going to form a little knot. There we go. All right. There we go. Got 2 more left. This is easier without things flying out at you. Pull it through, flip the fabric, grab the string, next hole. I also think this is my first time using the round needle versus a straight needle. So far I'm not seeing much of a benefit, if anything. I feel like it's actually harder for me to jab it through than if it was just straight and pull. I'm sure there's a technique to using it, and I'll eventually get used to it, but right now I'm not used to it. Okay, pull. Flip the, oops, fabric got stuck under there. Flip the fabric over. Grab the next strand. And again, grab the next strand. Okay. Find the next hole. That one didn't go as taut as I wanted it to. So. Okay, find the next one down. Okay, pull taunt and grab the one right before it, like that, and right before it seals off, tie it up. Like that. Okay, last one. Move that fabric this time. Face down. Grab the next strand. Oh. Okay. Grab this strand again. Like that. This would be so much easier without all the extra strings, but I'm going to love the look when I'm done. That's what I keep saying to myself. Okay. And the last one. And yeah. A we're just going to grab the one in front of it again. Turn it around. Okay, this one here. Again. There we go. Okay. And right before it ties up, we tie it off. Okay, I think I'll do this one twice since it is the ending piece. There we go. All done. All right, let me cut that so you guys can see it. I also needed to cut the beginning one. Okay, see the binding? Yeah, I need to cut this one. Okay, so let me just show it to you guys this way. These are for the front and back panels. So the front and back panels will be glued onto here and here like that. And yeah, so, and that's why I put the strips in, so that the strips are the front and back panels. Okay, so let's look and see how this lays. Okay, so it's laying flat. When I open it, everything is tightly secured. There's nothing's falling apart. It's got a little bit of give, but that's exactly what I want, because if I put something thick in here like this, I want to be able to have room for it without it bulking it up too much. But yeah, this is wonderful. I love the binding. Yep, it's looking pretty good. Everything lays flat for me to work on. That's what I was looking for, is for my pages to lay flat. That one just got stuck. It was still laid flat. And then the back panel. And again, these will be on the back piece. And I could pull these through. There's a little bit of give because of where I put them. So yeah, I can pull those through a little bit, so I can have more or less fabric if I ran out of room or something. I think it's lovely though. What do you guys think of the binding? I really like the look of it. This one kind of got down, but this one got in the middle. I can think about putting beads on here a little bit. I don't know. I love it. So thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.